to day 6 of our Lara Wellness 30-day challenge. So today's class is going to focus on our hips and our hamstrings. And we'll make a start just sitting down on our mats, bringing your feet wide as your mat, and just letting your toes point outwards slightly. We're going to come to some windscreen wipers. So have your hands behind you. And as you inhale, your knees stay center. And as you exhale, just dropping your knees towards your right. So keeping your feet wide and keeping that left sitting bone into the floor. You should feel a really nice stretch around your left hip. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, dropping your knees towards the left side. Good. Just waking up those hips, bringing some movement towards your hips. Inhale, center. Exhale, dropping them to the right side. One more time. Inhale, center. Exhale, dropping them to the left side. Good. Keep pressing your right sitting bone into the floor and keeping your chest open and shoulders relaxed. Nice work, everyone. Inhale, coming back to center and just bending your knees, bringing your feet to one side and bringing your hands forwards, coming into our first downward facing dog. So pressing your hips towards the ceiling, hands are shoulder width apart and your feet are hip width apart. And you can just pedal out your legs for the first downward facing dog, stretching out those hamstrings and gazing towards your thighs or your knees. And let's have 3 deep breaths here before we start properly. So inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Good work, everyone. Inhale, lifting your right leg to the ceiling, coming to 3-legged dog. Exhale, stepping your right foot on the side or the outside of your hands. So we're coming straight into a lizard pose. Now I want you to relax your back leg, relaxing your knee to the floor. And the first variation is up on your thighs. So you want to feel that stretch in your right hip and the top of your left hip flexor. If you want more, you can bring your hands down, the inside onto the inside of your right foot. Or you can also come down onto your elbows. If you want to work on strengthening your back leg, then you can lift your knee as well. So there are 4 variations. Choose the one that suits you. But really focus on feeling that stretch in your right hip and the top of your left hip flexor. You don't need to be in the most challenging variation as long as you can feel that stretch. Keep your knee tucked in towards your right shoulder. Staying here for 1 more deep breath. Good work, everyone. And dropping your back knee to the floor, coming up onto your hands if you're not already, and we'll come to a twisted lizard. So pushing your right knee towards the side, looking over your right shoulder, and really pressing the top of your left thigh into the floor. Good work. Let's stay here for 3. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. 2. 1 more deep breath. And 1. Nice work, everyone. Coming back to center, hands framing your right foot and stepping all the way back to our 3-legged dog. So keep that right foot lifted. Feel that stretch at the back of your left hamstring. Inhale here and exhale, bringing your knee towards your right elbow, holding it here, squeezing that core, and exhale, sliding that knee down to the back of your right wrist. And we're coming into pigeon on the right side. So straightening out your back leg towards the floor and bringing your right thigh towards the floor, keeping your hips level. So if this is difficult, then sitting on a block, just to lift your hips and then you can push your right heel forward. You want to try and make sure that your ankle is in line with your knee. Now that's the goal because that's where you'll feel the stretch the deepest. But if it's not possible, absolutely fine. Just working within your limits and focusing on feeling that stretch as opposed to trying to reach the most ideal version of the pose. Good, so inhale, opening your chest. And exhale, coming forward into swan. Now if this feels uncomfortable, then stay in pigeon. Pressing into the top of your back foot. Good, feeling that stretch in your right hip. One more deep breath. And inhale, pressing your torso back up, removing your block, and stretching your right foot towards the ceiling, three-legged dog again. Good work. Exhale, bringing your right foot down. We're going to come into a vinyasa. If you want to skip it, then just staying in downward facing dog. Otherwise, everyone else, inhale, rippling your way forwards to high plank. And exhale, come into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Nice work, everyone. Inhale, stretching that left leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. And exhale, stepping your left foot at the outside of both of your hands. So we're coming into lizard on the opposite side now. So choosing your variation, maybe you're up on your thigh and just focusing on feeling that stretch in your right hip flexor and your left hip. Or you can come down onto your hands, breathing here with your shoulders relaxed. Or maybe you're all the way down on your elbows. Or maybe you're also lifting your back knee. Now it's also important to remember here that your limb length really makes a difference in terms of where you can go. So if you have particularly long lower legs or shins, then you might find it very difficult to bring your elbows towards the floor. So don't be too hard on yourself if the most challenging variations seem absolutely impossible, because our bone structure does have an impact. Good, so one more deep breath here. Nice work, everyone. And then pushing your left knee away from you, opening that left hip, pressing the top of your right thigh into the floor and just looking over your left shoulder. Coming into a twisted lizard and breathing here. Inhale, lengthening, opening that chest, and exhale, twisting. Good. Staying here for one more deep breath. And exhale, bringing your hands back down, framing your left foot, tucking your back heel, and pressing back to three-legged dog. Lifting that left leg as high as you can, keeping your hips level. And exhale, bringing your left knee to the top of your left elbow, and then slowly lowering it down behind your left wrist, and we'll come into pigeon on the left side. So straightening out that back leg and maybe bringing a block underneath your left thigh, and you can begin by pushing your left heel forwards, trying to bring it in line with your knee so that you really work on opening that left hip. Good, now you can either stay here with your chest open, looking forwards and slightly up, or maybe you want to come down into a swan. And breathing here, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Good work, everyone. Holding this pose for one more deep breath. And inhale, pressing into your hands, bringing your torso back up, removing that block, and tucking your back toes, stretching your left leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Good, exhale, bringing that foot back down, meeting in downward dog. And you can either stay here, or you can come with me for a vinyasa. So inhale, rolling forwards, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Nice work, everyone. So just lowering your knees towards the floor and rolling over onto our backs. We're going to come to happy baby pose. And bending your knees towards your chest, and you want to bring your knees towards your armpits. So you can either hold the backs of your thighs, or your shins and ankles, or maybe the soles of your feet. But you want to try and make sure that your ankles become in line with your knees. So if you find that your shoulders are lifted and your head is coming up towards your feet, then just lowering your grip. So bringing your grip to behind your thighs, or maybe your calves or your shins. And just breathing here, feeling that stretch in your hips. Good. Enjoying that stretch. So as you inhale, lengthening through your spine, pressing your lower back into the floor. And as you exhale, maybe your knees get closer towards your armpits, or your ankles become more in line with your knees. Good work. One more deep breath here. Nice. And then coming to our final pose. Just start by hugging your knees in towards your chest, rocking from side to side. And then rock forwards and backwards, massaging your spine against the floor. And then rolling up to seated Dandasana. So legs out straight and torso in line with your hips. And if your hamstrings are particularly tight, then you can sit up against a wall, or maybe put a block or a cushion underneath your sitting bones. Otherwise, inhale, raising your arms up to the ceiling, and exhale, folding forwards. Good. So you want to focus on lengthening that spine, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears, and as you exhale, maybe you're folding forwards a little bit more. So pressing your heels into the floor, feet are flexed, toes towards the ceiling, and you can have a micro bend in your knees, protecting those hamstrings. And with your descent down, just make sure that the first part of your body to touch your thighs is your stomach, and then your chest, and then your face. So you don't want to focus on just bringing your forehead towards your legs. Really imagine with every exhale your stomach and your chest get closer towards your thighs. Good work, everyone. Inhale, lengthening that spine, relaxing those shoulders, and exhale, dropping forwards. And just breathing here. Our final pose for today. Really well done. One more deep breath. And inhale, slowly lifting that torso up and just rolling yourself down into Shavasana. Lying down on your mat, let your ankles roll out, arms by your side, palms towards the ceiling, and just let your shoulders relax. So closing your eyes here. And if you need to take a longer Shavasana, then please do so. Otherwise, inhaling here together, feet together, arms above your head, touching the floor behind you and stretching your body out as long as you can. Exhale, hands in prayer, touching the back of your thumbs to your third eye, thanking yourself for taking the time for today's practice and for completing day 6 of our 30-day challenge. I am so happy. You can release your hands and open your eyes. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked that video, then you can head over to my Patreon page where I'll be doing weekly yoga and meditation classes. So hopefully see you there, and enjoy the rest of your day.